History. You've got to be careful on the start. Heel on the pit straight. Green flag is out. Here we go, heading for the first turn. There's the bend. Now the hairpin just ahead.
Canan on the far outside, trying to make a move around, and that's Michael Andretti.
Michael Andretti comes off the outside of the corner. We also saw a puff of contact smoke in the middle of the field.
No.
Michael reports back the car is not running. We're going to go back and look at the start, and this will show you a little bit about Michael, and we're going to search for what may in the back of the field had happened with Kenny Breck as well.
There's Kenny Breck and Michael Andretti. Looks like there was contact on the way in.
But that doesn't explain the left front, does it?
No, it doesn't. It explains Michael off, but I would expect as they got around turn one, there may have been contact as they got around to the apex.
Gary Gerald.
Michael Andretti on the radio said he couldn't believe it. The rear locked up big time. Don't know if he reported contact or not, but he said the rears did lock up.
All right, here's what happened.
Coming into turn 5, Kenny Breck on the left of your screen, Mauricio Guzman. Bang. Left front, right front contact, substantial damage to the upper wishbone of Kenny Breck's car.
Check this out. Both players' cars are off on the same corner together. Remember, they were running right together on the track, actually running 9th and 10th. Tagliani, who is there, and Carpentier, who's got, well, they both have really some serious problems. Patrick Carpentier's nosed head into the barrier. Tagliani is sitting silent on the edge of the racetrack.
Coming down the hill, turn number 10. Watch the cars here. As he turned in, you could see Carpentier got into the back of him. Alex just a little wide on the turn in. Carpentier dives towards the opening on the inside. The opening quickly disappeared, contact, and both players' cars off. Not a good day for Jerry Forsythe. His only hope now, Brian Herta, who has already worked his way up to 22nd spot because of the attrition and one pass on the track.
Now, the nose is off Michael's car. They're going to try and get that repaired.
How far apart they're going to be during the race, but at the restart you'll probably see a couple of these things, but hey, it's racing. It happened a couple of years ago with Alex, and I'm sorry for today, but we'll take it back in Australia.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Well, right down there on the turn onto the pit straight, Casey Mears is off. There's a second car involved as well.
Patrick Carpentier, probably one of the most difficult decisions.
It's Max Wilson is the other car. Full course yellow again, and so hopefully both of those cars, well, Max will get restarted, and Casey already saw is on his way.
You can see Michael went off as well. Looked like Casey spun just on the exit of the corner. Everyone else taking evasive maneuver techniques here. Here he is coming into turn 11. Oh, he has more than a little help there as Brian Herta comes down the inside. We'll look at it one more time. Brian Herta down the inside. Gets speared by Brian Herta. Casey Mears then spins off. Max Wilson has no place to go. He stays to the outside.
Well, Casey got nailed in the back, too, so there was actually all three cars in contact at one look at Herta's nose one time or another. And there's less of it now. Having said that, I got to tell you, I hope not, because one, I want to see it battle to the end of the year, and two, I really want to see Kenny do well. He's a great guy.
If you look at the results from the last two races of last year at Surfers Paradise and at the California Speedway, Gilles de Ferran, whoa, we got wheels off. Oh, Roberto Moreno, it looks like.
Yep.
Dropped wheels off on the left side, came back across the track, and had big contact with the tire attenuators on the inside of the course.
Roberto Moreno was running 6th. We're going to full course yellow, and that's Jourdain. There's the onboard camera view. If this was scheduled to be his last race, according to some sources at the team, Moreno, that's more than just wing parker. There's some damage out there, and part of it is Jourdain's car.
Well, that was right in front of our position, and I couldn't help but look out the window when
What a great guy.
He does a little everything.
I'll clean this up a little while I'm out
Watch
here.
as he comes through turn 4. He'll drop the left rear wheel off the outside of the exit curbs, comes across the track, and has heavy, heavy contact with the inside.
There's Moreno.
Starts to get a little loose on the exit. Left rear wheel falls off the exit curb, spins back across the inside. Now on board with Michel Jourdain Jr. coming out of turn 3. Rolls into turn 4. Lots of smoke, lots of dust. Where do I go? He loses direction of where the track goes. It makes a slight bend to the right there. Drops the left side wheels off. Can't keep it on the track. Makes contact with the concrete wall.
Well, in addition to Helio Castroneves and Dario Franchitti, Tora Takagi, Christian Fittipaldi, and Oriol Servia also stopped on lap 18, taking advantage of this, the third full course caution of the day in this, the first quarter of the race. Got a brief glimpse, not enough to tell anything. Fernandez leads them down to the hairpin. Pappas in second behind him, then Gidley, and then Gilles de Ferran.
With that contact on pit out, Paul Tracy.
Oh, look at D'Amata. Yeah, baby, moving alongside Franchitti.
Oh!
And then can't complete it.
Okay, I'll just hold that previous thought for a moment while we look at this one.
Chris, are you okay?
Cristiano came down the inside with a little bit more speed, washed out wide. Franchitti held the line back to the inside to get off the corner quicker. They had contact.
Safety gets to you.
And full course caution again.
So watch as they come down. Cristiano D'Amata down the inside. Franchitti says, "Ooh, you're in way too fast, way too hot. I'll take the inside line back towards the apex." Cristiano then turns back in for the corner. They make contact. Watch here on your screen. Franchitti back towards the apex, has got the corner. Cristiano D'Amata trying to look for some racing room around the outside. They make contact. Cristiano's day is done.
We haven't just broken. We've shattered the record for yellows. It was 4. We now have 6. Fernandez is the leader. He last pitted on lap 36. Obviously, Cristiano D'Amata is okay, but it brings out a full course caution and again creates the possibility of a timed race rather than going the distance. 20 are left in the tank, 18 are left to go in the race. Consider motivation. Pappas, Gidley, neither one with an apparent ride next year.
Oh! Looks like Oriol Servia.
Watch carefully. We don't see any movement yet. And Mauricio Guzman also involved off the edge of the course. Moving his head, appears to be okay. A touch of tires, there's one thing in open wheel racing that you don't want to get involved in. And of course the full course caution is out, the field slows. So with the Simple Green safety team right there, we're just under 18 minutes now. This, obviously, the report from the course is that Oriol Servia is, in fact, moving in the cockpit.
Coming down into the second corner, you can see Oriol get up and over the back of Mauricio Guzman's car. Watch it again. Fortunately, he landed right side up. As you said, Paul, the great danger of open wheel racing is wheel-to-wheel contact. Car digs in.
One of the pieces that you see bouncing is actually the brace, the horseshoe that fits around the driver's helmet to help keep the head of the driver steady and in place. You'll see it here flip out to the left. You may also have noticed that SCCA corner workers on that station going into the corner had the flag out even while it was happening. They were waving yellow. And our kudos, of course, as always, to the corner workers from SCCA and from CART volunteers who work in this hot sun for no pay and taking a lot of time off work. Mauricio Guzman walks away from his car. He's obviously okay, or at least nothing that keeps him from walking over to the safety truck. They still work at Oriol Servia's car. I want to go to Adrian Fernandez's onboard camera. He's back in 10th position. Oh. Dry inside the car is 1,550 pounds. Look at that gouge that the car took out of the... it is admittedly some loose dirt there, but still that major impact. Still working with a very likable Oriol Servia, the safety team, all over that car. And remember, too, at this point, there is, from their point of view, no hurry. You take it as slowly as necessary to get him out safely. Well, you're going to love this. Oriol Servia just gave a thumbs up. And you can see, obviously, he's moving around. He's conscious. One would assume alert. This was just a couple of seconds ago to let his fans around the track and everyone know I'm okay. That is some terrific news. What may not be as good a news for Paul Tracy is, look at the kart rule book, Rule 1.7.1, conduct detrimental to the corporation. Chairman of the Board of President is empowered to impose a fine of up to $200,000, $250,000, or impose suspension on any participant or team that's found guilty of conduct detrimental to the corporation. And criticizing the officials might be deemed exactly to be that. But Paul Tracy is angry. We have heard other comments, though not nearly that vitriolic. Watch this.
Now watch the lurch right here as he goes up and over. Tremendous amount of forward force. The Hans device, I think, Paul, as we've seen earlier this year in the incidents of Mauricio Guzman in Texas, of Roberto Moreno, I think the Hans device once again has really limited or eliminated injuries to our drivers. It's just a tremendous safety device. Now watch here as the car goes up and over. Catches the back of Mauricio's car, and as the car digs in, watch Oriol's helmet right there start to go forward. Now, in the past, we've heard of drivers without the Hans device actually damaging their hands as their helmets have contacted their hands on the steering wheel. The Hans device will limit that neck movement, keeping the shoulders and the head in place. And even with this spectacular up and over, as he comes down, as you said earlier, Paul, the horseshoe collar that we saw is simply the protective device around the driver's head, does not exit the car until the car is just come to rest on the ground. The Hans device being secured by the shoulder straps around the driver's shoulders, so that is still very much in place.